Hey everyone, Andrew back again and welcome to another video, and for today's video I'm here with a contest entry to Hughtube Horror. Hugh, who's currently running a Road to 150 subscriber contest. Why you're not already at 150 subscribers, if not well past it, is beyond me, Hugh, because I think you have a fantastic channel. I really enjoy all your videos. So guys, if you're not already subscribed to Hugh, which I'm guessing quite a few of you possibly aren't, I'll be leaving a link to his channel in the description box below. I urge everyone watching this video who hasn't subscribed to Hugh yet to please at least check him out. I think he's one of the most underrated guys within the horror community. Now this is going to be an unofficial entry because I already own the prizes on offer, but I definitely wanted to enter because I think the questions are really good, and one of my answers is definitely going to shock quite a lot of you, I think. And I definitely wanted to show some support to Hugh. So yeah, with that being said, let's get into the unofficial entry. So the first question is, what is your 3 favourite Australian movies? And they didn't need to be horror, so I've decided to throw some non-horror in my answer. Now this was brutally difficult. I was really wishing that it could be at least 5, because picking just 3 favourites is extremely hard with any list, and I'm sure everyone knows that. But it kind of gave me an idea for a future top 10 Australian movies list. So yeah, stay on the lookout for that video, because I definitely intend to do that. But with that being said, let's go over my top 3. So coming in at number 3 is Hounds of Love. This movie is phenomenal. Now this is actually a movie that's based loosely on a real life serial killer case over here in Australia. I'm a big fan of sort of serial killers. I find them pretty interesting. I don't condone what they do, but I just find their whole sort of psyche and behaviour as to why they do what they do pretty interesting. But yeah, this one is based on a serial killer couple who were based in Perth in the 80s, and they used to kidnap, rape and kill female victims. And this basically tells the story of their last victim, the final victim that actually escaped and managed to get these couple locked up. So very hard and brutal movie to watch, but utterly phenomenal. This has some of the most realistic acting that I have ever seen in any movie within any genre, not just horror. So absolutely love this movie. It is incredible. Coming in at number 2 is a bit of an Aussie classic. I'm sure most of you have seen it, and that is The Road Warrior, or Mad Max 2. What an absolute classic film. I love it, and it's my favourite Mad Max movie within the franchise. And coming in at number 1 is another kick-ass movie from the 80s, and that is BMX Bandits. So yeah, this is pretty much my favourite Australian film of all time. It's basically Australia's answer to The Goonies, which is why I love it so much, because you guys know The Goonies overall is my favourite film of all time. But yeah, this is a classic. I absolutely love BMX Bandits, so had to include this one as well. If you have not seen this one, definitely check it out. Okay, so those are my picks for question 1. Now we'll move on to question number 2, which I think is a great question, and I don't think anyone has really asked this in a contest or here on YouTube before, and I definitely think it is a really interesting question. So Hugh wanted us to basically let everyone know what was the first movie we saw within the main 5 horror franchises. So Halloween, TCM, Child's Play, Friday the 13th and Elm Street. So yeah, I cannot wait to answer these. Some of them are pretty stock standard, but I think one is going to be a little bit of a shocker, and I have saved that till last. So for Elm Street, the first movie that I saw was the original. For Child's Play, the first one that I saw was the original. However, fun little fact, I've mentioned this before, but this was the very first horror movie that I ever saw when I was about 10 years old. That's when I was allowed to start renting horror tapes out from the video stores. But the cover of part 2 of Child's Play 2 attracted me. It was one of the first horror covers that I ever noticed when I first started browsing the horror section. But obviously, being a sequel, I decided to check out the original first. I think I rented both of them together actually, but yeah, Child's Play was the first one that I ever saw within this franchise, and obviously I still absolutely love it. Played a massive role into me becoming the horror fan that I am today. For Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I was a little bit later to the party with this franchise, but the first one that I ever saw was the original, and it is one of my absolute all-time favourite horror films. Love it. Now for the Friday the 13th franchise, as far as I can remember, because I do remember renting these out when I was younger, but from memory the first one that I ever saw was part 3. Okay, and this is where things get pretty interesting, and please don't hate me guys, but the very first Halloween film that I ever saw was the Remake. Yep, I'm not even bullshitting. The Remake was the very first Halloween film that I checked out, that I ever watched. I believe this is pretty much the last of the horror franchises that I got around to watching. So obviously this one came out in 2007, and I can remember seeing a trailer or an ad for this on TV, and I rented it. Thought it was absolutely fantastic, and obviously got into the franchise from this. So very different. I'm sure a lot of you guys all assumed that the original Halloween was the first one that I ever saw a long time ago, but no, the Remake was the first Halloween film that I saw from the Halloween franchise. So yeah, that's that one. I've never bothered to really say that before, but yeah, there you go. So there you go guys, that has been my entry to Hughtube Horror's Road to 150 subscriber contest. Once again, if you're not already subscribed to Hugh, I'll leave a link to his channel in the description box below, so make sure to head on over and check him out. Anyway, that's it for this entry. To everyone else that's already entered or that's planning to enter, best of luck. I hope everyone's staying well and safe out there. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.